Hello, my name's Michael, and I want to talk to you a little bit about one of my favourite animals in the whole world. They're just wonderful to watch, and they sort of get overlooked a lot of the time. It is the wonderful and humble and incredibly hard-working earthworm. There's about 30 types or 30 species in the UK. And some of them burrow really deeply, like 2 meters down. Some of them, like these composting worms or brandlings or tiger worms that I've got here from my own wormery for sort of home composting, only live in the sort of top bit. But then there are some that are somewhere in between as well. But one thing they all have in common is that they are decomposers. They're incredibly useful for turning hard stuff and bits of material like avocado skins and tea bags and banana skins and eggshells in the home sense into soil through their excretion, but in the natural sense, in the woods, in the forests, in the parks, in the garden, leaves, twigs, seeds turn into soil. And one other thing they've all got in common is that they're both male and female. Alongside with slugs and snails, they're hermaphrodite, and they don't have a skeleton, but they do actually move by, they have a kind of a hydrostatic skeleton, so it's using water to push their way through the soil. And they add air spaces to the soil, not only mix leaves into the ground, but they also add oxygen and aerate the soil so that it helps plants breathe. So they are really, really good. Aristotle, famous philosopher, described them as the intestines of the earth, and Charles Darwin, who wrote a book about them in the 1880s, and how useful they are, he suggested they are the most important animal on the whole planet. If you were to take one and put it on a piece of paper for a short time, you'd be able to hear, in a quiet room, you'd be able to hear them moving, because they've got small bristles on their body which help them move in one direction. It gives them that friction, but also when they're going underground, it helps them move downwards and forwards. And also if a bird tries to grab them by the tail to eat them, pull them out of the ground, it gives resistance. And what's happening here, these are called earthworm plugs, and the worms have come out at night time and they're taking the leaves under the soil. They're blocking their burrows so they don't flood, at the same time as they're creating little food stores for themselves. And they are slowly but surely pulling these leaves, these came down last autumn, a few months ago, and taking them under the ground where they're going to make them into soil. So I hope you have fun investigating earthworms yourselves. There is plenty there to go into, and I hope you find them as fascinating, as enjoyable to observe and study as I have.